Hey everyone. It seems like everywhere you turn these days, people are buzzing about AI.
It really is everywhere.
AI this, AI that. But how much is hype? And how much is the real deal?
Right. It's hard to separate sometimes.
Today we're going to try to do just that as we dive deep into the world of AI-powered websites.
Perfect timing, too.
Ah,
More and more folks are curious about how AI can change the game when it comes to building their online presence.
absolutely. We're taking a close look at an article from HubSpot called Pros and Cons of Building Your Website with AI.
Oh, yeah. HubSpot always puts out solid content, very practical advice.
Totally. So let's jump right in. I think one of the biggest things that jumped out at me from the article was just how much AI can speed up the whole website creation process.
Yeah, that's what's got everyone so excited. I mean, we're talking about going from weeks or even months of development time down to potentially minutes.
Minutes. Come on, really.
Seriously. It's pretty mind-blowing. Think about it. You could go from having an idea to having a fully functional website up and running in the time it takes to, I don't know, make a cup of coffee.
Wow. That is mind-blowing. No more endless back and forth with web designers or spending countless hours trying to figure out code.
Exactly. And it's not just about slapping a website together quickly either. The article makes it clear that AI can really take your content to the next level in terms of SEO.
Oh yeah, SEO, search engine optimization.
Right, all that behind-the-scenes stuff that helps your website rank higher in search results. And AI can play a huge role in that. It can analyze your existing content, suggest relevant keywords,
Mm.
even help you optimize those meta descriptions that, let's be honest, most people forget about.
I know I do. So basically, AI is like having an SEO expert built right into your website builder.
Pretty much. It's
Yeah.
like having a secret weapon to make sure your website gets seen by the right people.
Okay, but now I've got to ask about the fun stuff. The article talks about how AI can personalize the user experience, which honestly just sounds kind of cool.
Oh yeah, that's one of the things that has people really buzzing. AI can make websites feel like they're tailor-made for each individual visitor.
Yeah, like those websites where it seems like they're reading your mind and recommending exactly what you're interested in. How does that even work?
Well, AI is super good at analyzing data. It can look at your browsing history, what you've clicked on in the past, even stuff like your social media activity to figure out what you might be into.
Wow, so it's like having a personal shopper, but for websites.
Exactly. And it can make a huge difference in terms of keeping visitors engaged and coming back for more. The article even mentions that something like 71% of consumers now expect this level of personalization from brands.
So it's not just a gimmick anymore, is what people want. But okay, let's talk about chatbots for a second. I remember when those first started popping up, they were kind of, well, clunky.
Yeah, the early chatbots were pretty basic, but AI has come a long way. Now, chatbots can be incredibly sophisticated.
So they're not just those little pop-ups that say, hi, how can I help you anymore?
Nope. AI-powered chatbots can actually provide really helpful information, answer complex questions, and even guide visitors through a process like, say, making a purchase.
That's amazing. It's like having customer service available 24/7.
Exactly. And that kind of responsiveness can be huge for businesses, especially if you can't always be there to answer questions in real time.
It all sounds so amazing. But the article does raise some important questions about just how much we should be relying on AI.
Yeah, it's not all sunshine and roses.
Like, what are some of the potential downsides?
Well, one of the big ones is the risk of ending up with a website that feels a bit, generic.
Oh, I get it. Like, if everyone uses the same AI tools, won't all websites start to look and sound the same?
Exactly. It's kind of like using a cookie cutter to make a batch of cookies. They might all look the same, but they lack that unique homemade touch.
So how do you strike that balance between using AI for efficiency and making sure your website still reflects your brand's personality?
That's the million-dollar question. It's really about seeing AI as a tool to enhance your creativity, not replace it entirely. Like having a super smart assistant who can handle all the tedious tasks, freeing you up to focus on the big picture stuff.
Okay, I like that analogy.
The article suggests using AI for things like brainstorming content ideas, maybe generating those product descriptions, or handling those quick chatbot interactions. But when it comes to crafting your brand's voice and creating a truly unique website experience, that's where your human touch is irreplaceable.
I'm really starting to see the potential here. It's not about letting AI take over. It's about using it strategically to elevate your website to the next level.
And let's be real for a second, learning any new tech tool takes a little bit of time and effort.
It's true. I mean, how many of us have bought some fancy new gadget only to have it sit in the box for weeks because we're intimidated by all the buttons?
Totally. And AI is no different. There's definitely a learning curve.
So we're not talking about just plugging in some AI and magically having a perfect website.
No, not quite. It does take some effort to understand how these AI tools work and how to integrate them into your existing workflow.
But the article seems to suggest that the benefits are worth the initial effort.
Yeah, once you get the hang of it, AI can really streamline the whole website creation process.
Makes sense. Speaking of things to be mindful of, the article also brought up the issue of privacy.
Right. It is something we need to think about. With AI, we're talking about a lot of data being collected and analyzed.
Yeah, like all that stuff about AI personalizing the user experience. It's kind of cool, but it also makes you wonder what kind of information they're gathering about you.
Yeah, there are definitely some legitimate concerns there.
Yeah.
And the article really emphasizes the importance of transparency.
Transparency.
Yeah.
Like being upfront with users about what data you're collecting and how you're using it.
Exactly. Especially when you're using third-party platforms, it's all about building trust.
I can see that. Okay, so let's say we're sold on the idea that AI can be a valuable tool for website creation. Where do we even start? What are some practical ways we can actually leverage AI for our own websites?
Well, one area the article highlights is content generation.
Content generation, you mean like writing blog posts and stuff?
Yep. AI can help you come up with content ideas, make sure your messaging is consistent across your website, and even help you speed up the actual writing process.
Wait, AI can write for me? That's both awesome and a little bit scary.
I know, right? But think of it this way. It's like having a brainstorming partner who's always full of ideas, and it can be a huge time saver.
I definitely see that. What about personalization? Any practical tips on how I can use AI for that?
Oh, definitely. AI is amazing at analyzing user behavior. It can recommend products, services, or even content that aligns with what visitors have viewed in the past.
You mean like those, you might also like sections you see on some websites.
Exactly. AI can take that to a whole new level, offering truly personalized recommendations that keep visitors engaged.
Pretty cool.
The article even talks about dynamic content, which basically means that your website can actually change based on who's visiting.
What? Like the layout and the elements would be different for different people.
Yeah. So a first-time visitor might see a different call to action than someone who's been to your website before.
Wow, that's taking personalization to a whole new level. I like it.
And of course, we can't forget about chatbots. They can be so much more than just a basic FAQ tool these days.
Okay, so we've talked about how they can provide customer service, but what else can they do?
Well, they can guide visitors through complex processes, offer support, even help close sales.
Like a 247 sales team that never sleeps? That's pretty amazing.
And speaking of tools, for anyone who's ready to dive headfirst into the world of AI-powered websites, there are some seriously impressive platforms out there.
Oh yeah, like what?
The article specifically mentions HubSpot and Wix, both of which offer AI-driven website builders that can generate fully designed websites based on your input.
Whoa, so you mean I could basically tell the AI what kind of website I want, and it would just build it for me?
Pretty much. And of course, you can customize and tweak things, but it's a game changer for anyone who's not a web design expert. It's really clear that AI has the potential to revolutionize how we build websites and how we interact with them as users. It's a lot to take in, right?
It really is so much potential with AI, but also, things to watch out for.
Exactly. It's about finding that sweet spot where AI enhances our own creativity and skills, not replaces them entirely.
Okay, I think I'm getting it. It's about working with AI, not letting it take over. But it still feels like we're just scratching the surface here.
We are. That's what makes it so exciting. AI is constantly evolving, so who knows what amazing new possibilities are right around the corner.
I can't even imagine. So where do we go from here? What's the takeaway for our listeners who are thinking about incorporating AI into their own websites?
That's the big question, right? How do you actually put this knowledge into action? Well, maybe it's starting with one of those AI-powered website builders to get a quick and easy site up and running.
Yeah, that sounds like a good first step.
Or maybe you dip your toes in with some AI-powered content brainstorming or SEO tools.
Lots of options.
There are. And don't forget about the possibilities with dynamic content or those super smart chatbots. It really comes down to your own goals and what you're hoping to achieve with your website.
So the big takeaway is, don't be afraid to experiment. Explore what's out there and see how AI can help you take your website to that next level.
Absolutely. And if you want a deeper dive, be sure to check out the full HubSpot article we've been talking about today, Pros and Cons of Building Your Website with AI. Lots of great insights there.
Definitely a must read. And hey, we want to hear from you. What AI tools or strategies are you excited to try out? Let us know. Until next time. Happy building.